Section 19, Branch Office, Arizona Commissioner's Standards, Requirements for Licensees. Introduction. Growth comes with structure. Jessica's brokerage was expanding. More agents, more listings, more business. Eventually, the conversation came up. Should we open another office? At first, it sounded exciting. A second location meant more exposure, more market share, and more opportunity. But Jessica quickly realized something most agents don't think about. Opening another office isn't just a business decision. It's a regulatory commitment. Arizona law treats each branch office as an extension of the brokerage that must meet specific requirements. If not handled correctly, what should be growth can quickly turn into a compliance issue. When a branch office license is required under ARS, paragraph 32-2127, if a broker maintains more than one place of business within Arizona, they must obtain a branch office license for each additional location. This means that if a brokerage operates out of multiple physical locations, whether it's another office across town or in a different city, each one must be licensed. For example, if Jessica opens a second office in Scottsdale while her main office is in Gilbert, she cannot simply start operating out of that location. She must first obtain a branch office license for that specific location. Another example is leasing a permanent office space for agents to meet clients. If that location is consistently used for business, it is considered a branch office and must be licensed. Jessica realized that the key word is maintains. If you maintain a place of business, it must be licensed. Branch office identification and signage. Branch offices must clearly identify themselves as such. The license is issued in the same name as the main office, and it must be posted in the branch location. Additionally, signage at the branch office must follow the same rules as the main office and must include the designation branch office. For example, if the brokerage name is displayed on the building, it must also clearly indicate that the location is a branch. This ensures that the public understands they are dealing with a licensed extension of the brokerage, not a separate or independent entity. Jessica realized that branding consistency is important, but so is clear identification for compliance purposes. Management of branch offices. Each branch office must be managed by a broker or a licensed salesperson. This is critical because supervision does not stop at the main office. The branch office must operate under proper oversight to ensure compliance with all real estate laws and rules. For example, if a branch office is left without supervision, agents may begin operating without proper oversight, increasing the risk of violations. Jessica understood that opening a branch office wasn't just about space. It was about maintaining supervision and control across multiple locations. Closing a branch office, don't forget the steps. When a broker decides to close a branch office, there are specific requirements that must be followed. The broker must notify the Department of Real Estate in writing within 10 days of the closure. The branch office license must be returned, and documentation must be submitted showing that all employees have either been transferred to another office or properly severed. For example, if Jessica decides to close her Scottsdale branch, she cannot simply lock the doors and move on. She must formally notify ADRE, return the license, and account for all agents associated with that location. Failing to follow these steps can result in compliance issues even after the office is closed. Display of licenses, what must be visible. Arizona law requires that the designated broker's license, and if applicable, the employing broker's license, be prominently displayed in the office. This is a strict requirement. Clients and the public must be able to clearly see that the brokerage is properly licensed. For other licensees, such as salespersons and associate brokers, their licenses must be readily available for inspection. This can be done physically or electronically through the ADRE public database. For example, a broker can print a license from the ADRE website or have it accessible digitally for review upon request. Jessica liked this flexibility. It made compliance easier while still maintaining transparency. Electronic access and modern compliance ADRE allows brokers to use electronic records to meet licensing display requirements for agents. For example, instead of maintaining physical copies of every agent's license, a broker can access the ADRE public database and print or display the license information as needed. However, the designated broker's license must still be physically displayed in the office. This shift toward electronic access reflects how the industry is evolving while still maintaining compliance standards. Jessica realized that technology can make compliance easier, but it doesn't eliminate the responsibility. Record keeping and employment records under ARS, paragraph 32-2151.01. Brokers must maintain records of employment for all current and former agents for at least 5 years after termination. This includes documentation showing when an agent joined the brokerage, when they left, and their status during employment. For example, if an agent leaves Jessica's brokerage, she must keep records of that employment for 5 years, even after the agent is gone. This requirement ties directly into supervision and accountability. Real-world example, the satellite office. Mistake. An agent team started meeting clients regularly at a leased office space in another city. They didn't think of it as a branch office. It was just a convenient meeting location. But over time, it became a consistent place of business. When reviewed, it was determined that the location should have been licensed as a branch office. What seemed like a simple convenience turned into a compliance issue. Jessica realized that how you use a space determines whether it needs to be licensed, not what you call it. Bringing it all together. Expansion requires compliance. Opening and managing branch offices is a natural part of growing a brokerage, but it comes with clear legal responsibilities: licensing each location, displaying proper signage, maintaining supervision, handling closures correctly, keeping accurate records. Jessica understood that growth without structure leads to risk. The most successful brokerages are not just the ones that expand, they are the ones that expand correctly. Because in Arizona, real estate, every office, whether it's your first or your fifth, must meet the same standard of compliance. Online discussion. 1. Why does Arizona require a separate license for each branch office? Answer: to ensure that every location operating as a place of business is properly regulated, supervised, and accountable under Arizona real estate law. 2. What is the biggest risk of operating a branch office without proper licensing? Answer: the biggest risk is disciplinary action, including fines or license issues, because the brokerage is operating outside of legal requirements. 3. Why is it important to properly close a branch office with ADRI? Answer: to ensure all records, licenses, and employment statuses are properly accounted for, preventing future compliance issues or liability.